You have wondered whether your days are merely tasks passing across a calendar, whether the moments you spend in kitchens and hallways, on buses and in quiet rooms, add up to anything sacred. Hear me in this still tone. Your life is not random. I set intention inside your breath. I placed purpose within your patience. I hid treasure in errands and planted revelation within your routines. What the world calls ordinary is the exact ground where I sow eternity. I have watched you move through rooms where no one noticed the weight you carried. I have seen the way you restrain anger so that gentleness can have a chance to speak, how you choose truth when shortcuts promise applause, how you forgive while memory still stings. These are holy acts disguised as everyday decisions. The kingdom advances without a parade when you choose integrity, when you clasp mercy to your chest and let it guide your tongue. You ask for a sign that your existence matters beyond survival. Look backward without punishing yourself and you will see it. The rescue that arrived at the right hour, the friendship that taught your heart to breathe, the closed door that spared you from a smaller life, the opening that led you into growth you would never have scheduled. These are threads of design. I am not improvising your story. I am composing it with a patience that outlasts your doubts. Meaning is not a spotlight that chases you through the day. It is a river that moves beneath every step. When you give attention to the person in front of you, you are standing in that river. When you return to a promise you made, even after enthusiasm fades, you are standing in that river. When you choose to rest rather than grind your soul into dust, you are honoring the design I placed in you, and that honor is worship. You fear that your failures have disqualified you from any grand intention. Listen gently. Failure can bruise, but it cannot remove the seal of my choosing. I redeem what pride would discard. I gather cast-off moments and weave them into wisdom that will serve you and those you will comfort. You are not a project that exhausts me. You are a person I love, and love does not lose interest when repairs are required. There are gifts inside you that do not demand microphones. Some gifts stand quietly at hospital beds. Some repair sentences between friends. Some hold doors, hold children, hold space for grief to speak and for laughter to return. I smile upon such hidden work. Records kept in heaven are not ranked by volume or spectacle, but by faithfulness. By the courage to do small good again and again until hope becomes a habit. When you feel small before a horizon that will not end, remember who drew that horizon. I do not measure you by the size of your stage, but by the honesty of your offering. Bring me your 5 loaves of attention and your 2 fish of time. Watch what happens when generosity meets design. I will multiply influence without demanding that you become someone you are not. Peace will be evidence that you are walking within assignment. You have survived seasons that would have convinced many to quit. You learned to sleep while the wind insisted on staying awake. You discovered that tears can water the ground of tomorrow. You learned the discipline of returning, to prayer when words felt heavy, to kindness when cynicism rehearsed its lines, to patience when doors opened slower than your hunger wished. These rehearsals trained your character to carry meaning without fracture. I am not asking you to perform significance. I am inviting you to receive it. Meaning is received when you abide. Abide in truth, and you will not have to invent importance. Abide in love, and you will not have to audition for belonging. Abide in peace, and you will not have to manufacture control. The vine carries the branch bears fruit. This arrangement is not punitive, it is protective. It keeps your worth from being auctioned to the highest bidder of attention. You worry about calling, as though it were a rare object hidden behind velvet ropes. Calling is nearer than that. It is the fidelity you bring to the task in front of you and the openness with which you listen for the next right step. It is courage to apologize and humility to learn. It is excellence without vanity and boundaries without bitterness. When you live in these postures, you will notice a quiet alignment between your design and your days. There are places in your heart that still believe meaning must be loud to be real. Let me teach you the strength of soft answers, the gravity of consistent presence, the miracle of showing up. I build families, friendships, neighborhoods, and nations through such steady people. I mend cities through unnoticed decisions that refuse exploitation and choose dignity. This is not small work. It is the architecture of renewal. You do not need a perfect record to carry holy purpose. You need an honest surrender. Tell the truth to me about where you are weary and where you are tempted to pretend. I do not despise confession. I meet it with medicine. I do not humiliate those who return. I clothe them with honor that frees them to begin again. Beginning again is not evidence that you failed at belonging. It is evidence that grace still governs your story. You are not an extra in your own life while others act the leading roles. You are entrusted with scenes only you can deliver. The way you hold your parent's hand, the way you mentor a beginner, the way you choose gratitude when no one is filming. I place you in rooms not to decorate them, but to heal them. Your presence, yielded to me, changes atmospheres. Sometimes the change feels subtle. Sometimes it is unmistakable. Both are miracles. When you face decisions, I will not abandon you to guesswork that masquerades as courage. I will guide you through convictions that grow clear as you walk, through counsel that carries warmth and truth, through doors that fit your stride rather than demand that you shrink or pretend. My will does not confuse you on purpose. It steadies you on purpose. Watch for the fruit: patience, gentleness, integrity, joy that does not depend on applause. There are relationships I am healing, and others I am pruning. Healing will look as honest words spoken kindly, and boundaries honored without revenge. Pruning will look as releases that make room for growth you asked me for. Do not mistake either for abandonment. I never cut to harm. I cut to free. I am growing you into someone who can carry more love without losing yourself. If this message is serving your journey today, would you support the mission by tapping like, leaving a thoughtful comment, share this with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe so you can stay close to future words. Your support helps this ministry reach hearts that are waiting for hope. Return with me to the quiet center. Let prayer be a porch where your questions can breathe and your burdens can rest. Speak simply. Listen deeply. I am not grading your eloquence. I am guarding your heart. In this stillness, you will notice promises standing up inside you, not as slogans but as steady truths that guide your steps through the next hour and the one after that. Remember the rescues that went unnoticed, the timing that spared you, the nudge that redirected you, the sentence a friend spoke that became a key. Give thanks for these quiet interventions. Gratitude sharpens your sight until meaning becomes visible in places that once looked dull. You will see me in the ordinary, at the sink, on the road, in the file you finish, in the child you comfort, and you will bless those places with your attention. When fear insists that purpose is scarce, answer with trust. Purpose is not a trophy, it is a covenant. I am with you, and I am for you. I will not waste what wounded you. I will not overlook what delights you. I will braid both into a contribution that fits your design and serves the good of others. Walk steadily. Keep your heart teachable. Keep your yes strong and your no honest. Peace will be the confirmation that you are walking well. As evening gathers, take inventory without cruelty. Celebrate small obediences. Release what you could not complete. Place your outcomes in my hands and rest. Sleep is trust with your eyes closed. As you rest, I keep watch. As you wake, I give song. Step into tomorrow with the quiet confidence of one who knows this. Your life has divine meaning, and nothing, no noise, no delay, no doubt, can revoke what I have spoken over you. Before you sleep, entrust your concerns to me, and rest in the assurance that meaning holds you through the night. Meaning matures in seasons that appear plain to passing eyes. It grows while you keep a promise that no one tracks, while you write a note of encouragement, while you pause your rush to notice the one who is hurting. In such minutes, my kingdom advances without fanfare. The world may not publish an article about it, yet heaven knows the weight of that fidelity and answers with fresh strength. I am teaching you to carry purpose without hurry. Haste imagines it is responsible for everything. Wisdom knows how to move at the speed of grace. Trust this pace. It will protect your tenderness even as it hardens your resolve against despair. You will accomplish what is yours to do, and you will do it with a peace that does not crumble under criticism or praise. Your voice matters, not because it is the loudest, but because it is honest and yielded. Speak truth with warmth. Refuse exaggeration that pads stories at the cost of integrity. Refuse silence that abandons the vulnerable to louder harms. I will steady your tone and clarify your words. I will place sentences in you that become shelter for weary minds. When doors remain closed, do not conclude that purpose has evaporated. Waiting is not empty, it is formative.